Hey, I'm Chinmay Nandan, and I wanted to talk to you about how school has actually made it way easier for you to succeed. So, you know what nobody talks about? How school has actually made it way easier for you to succeed. Yes, everyone is screaming that school kills creativity, or school ruins potential, or school makes you broke. But I'm here to tell you something different. School did not ruin your chances. It actually destroyed your competition. And this is exactly why you have the edge. If you think about it, what does school really train you to be? It trains you to sit in silence, it, to raise your hands for permission, to use the bathroom, to follow instructions, to memorize and to memorize, to it rewards obedience, not intelligence. It rewards conformity, not creativity. And the scary part, it works on almost everyone except you. So if you ever notice that every kid wants to be something big, an entrepreneur, an astronaut, a businessman, or a musician, or an inventor, but but when someone turns 18 after they go to school, they want to be an accountant or a mid-level manager or some job that pays you $60,000 and destroys their soul from the inside. What happened to those dreams? School happened. It trained them to think small, to think realistically. It set self imposed limits on their potential. It trained them to believe that taking a risk is very dangerous. But working someone, but working for someone for literally their entire lives is somehow more safer than working on your own for your own self. And that, my friend, is an advantage because you're not thinking like the rest. You're over here, you're watching this video, listening to a perspective outside the system. That already makes you way more potent because once you unplug from the conditioning, you see it as it is. The competition is weak. They follow, you think. They fear, you move. They obey while you lead. You think this stuff happened by accident? No, it's not an accident. It's a very deliberate school system designed by the richest man in America at some time. His name was John D. Rockefeller. He was one of the richest men in history. He literally said, I want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers. So how did he do that? So he funded the school system. His funding allowed him to influence the school system to actually use the Prussian model of obedience training. So these Prussians, they wanted to reprogram these new children that they actually conquered, these Austrian children, right? So these Austrian adults, they won't obey them, but they figured that if you condition the kids, they will obey them. They wanted to reprogram them and actually erase their identity to make them loyal to the Prussians instead of the Austrian heritage. And now they call that education. Except now it's used to make slaves instead of, well, ideologically conquered children. So here's the truth most people simply won't admit. You don't need 160 IQ to lead or to build massive wealth. Hell, even in some cases, too much intelligence is actually an impediment. You only keep pondering upon plans and failures and risks, but you never take any action. While the dumb people, they just take the action and they win. They never quit. You don't need to be on the top of your class to build something that is impacting the world. All you need is courage and the ability to understand people. Because guess what? The straight A student who always followed the rules and did everything he was supposed to do, he ends up working for some C student or an average student who actually zoned out from the game and saw the system for what it is. This system makes perfect little soldiers, so you can become their general. And the worst part of this system is that most people just don't know that they are in a cage. It's like a golden cage. They have been told that being safe, obedient, and employable is the ultimate goal in life, while they forget their entire dreams of freedom and happiness. They give up their 20s, their most vibrant years, by the way, to working for some corporate job, 20s, 30s, and 40s, and they retire at 65. So, what do you think? 5 years right now, when you're young, is worth more than 10 years when you're 80 years old? You're supposed to trade your best time in life when you're peaking. Your health is peaking, your looks are peaking, your brain power is peaking. You're supposed to trade that time working for very little money to retire at 65 or even 70 when your body is not that good, when you can barely walk. It's a joke. People give up their young age to retire at 65. By the way, this is not going to happen now because by 2033, Social Security will be bankrupt. No pension, no fallback, just regret. Regret that they have spent their youth working all their life for someone else, making them rich while having nothing to show for it themselves. But you figured it out early. You don't need to know calculus or advanced math or periodic table. You just need to know that school creates a nation of highly educated, obedient workers. And your job is to be the one who hires and leads them. And you can because you know how the system actually works. Once you know the rules, you can bend them, break them, or build your own. If someone earning $100,000 per year in salary is creating $1 million in value for the company, who is actually winning this game? The company owner or the guy who is working? I think, in my honest opinion, it's the company owner. If someone starts, if everyone is scared to start a business, who is dominating? It's you. If everyone is trained to follow, who is gonna lead? It's gonna be you. So you don't need everyone to change. You just need to stop playing their game. And the moment you do that, you have already won this game. So next time someone tells you school ruined your life, just smile and say that it did not ruin my life, it just ruined everyone else's. And now the world is yours to lead, my friend. Thank you.